Welcome to Kaumudi Global. Listen to this if you believe South Africa mediating is shocking. Joe Biden seeks China's assistance in isolating Russia, a near impossible task. Nonetheless, Biden is making an effort. Earlier, he called XiJin Ping. The conversation lasted over 2 hours. It was the first phone call since the outbreak of the war. The stakes were low. Both parties wanted to assess each other. Biden would have been on the lookout for evidence of backing any indication that China will not help Russia. Xi Jinping, on the other hand, would have been seeking for the exact opposite. Where does Joe Biden draw the red line? When will China be caught in the crossfire of sanctions? There are two possible options. First and foremost, Biden continues to misunderstand China's true goals. He aspires to be a rival to Xi Jinping. However, he lacks the killer instincts. Listen to Biden's press secretary's comments. There has been, of course, rhetorical support or the absence of clear rhetoric and denunciation, or the absence of denunciation by China of what Russia is doing. This flies in the face, of course, of everything China stands for, including the basic principles of the UN Charter, including the basic principles of respect for sovereignty of nations. It sounds so artless. Russia's invasion contradicts everything China stands for. Attacking a sovereign country is exactly China's trademark. They have tried with India, they have tried in South China. Xi Jinping softens his stance towards China in the hopes that the favor would be returned and that China will assist America in isolating Russia. As I already stated, this is an impossible mission. Joe Biden's decision could backfire. Although there is a war in Europe, the Indo-Pacific continues to be the most important battleground. Not in Ukraine, but in waters of the Indo-Pacific will the future be decided. And I know that seems callous, but it's the truth. As a result, Biden must sort out his priorities. Putin has a good chance of winning the conflict in Ukraine, but his economy, on the other hand, is over. Russia will never be able to confront or overthrow the global system. China, on the other hand, is capable of doing both. So Biden needs to take a call. Is he going to take on Russia, the weakening rogue state, or does he take on China, a big competitor? Australia, Japan, and South Korea will be closely watched by America's Pacific allies. They've joined Western sanctions on Russia not because they are involved in the conflict, but because they need America's help to counter China. That could change if Joe Biden softens his stance on China. China's situation could be weaker than we assume. They're all in on politics. They're accusing the United States of developing bioweapons. They're against the sanctions imposed by the West. However, there is only a smattering of material backing. No military aid, no economic assistance, only moral support. What accounts for this prudence? Money. And these figures should help you make a more informed decision. China's trade with Russia is $147 billion. China's trade with the West is $1.6 trillion. That's 10 times more. If Xi Jinping helps put in, Chinese companies could face sanctions, and this fear is already taking its toll. Earlier this week, China's stock markets registered their worst drop since 2008. Nearly $1.1 trillion in market value was wiped out. One of the reasons was this, the fear of sanctions. Wang, the foreign minister, offered an immediate correction. He stated that China is not a party to the conflict. Sanctions are not something China wants to be harmed by. This does not, however, imply that Xi Jinping will seek to isolate Putin or that his political popularity will wane. Xi Jinping is so playing the long game. He is developing alternatives to the current rapid financial system. He is attempting to de-dollarize his economy. He is strengthening connections with long-standing US allies like Saudi Arabia. What he needs is time. Time for China to strengthen its position in order to challenge the United States. And right now, Biden is playing perfectly into the hands of Xi Jinping. He is slowing down his Pacific pivot and focusing solely on Europe. This is Anjana signing off for Kaumudi Global.